Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the farm. The weather just changed right before I started recording here. It looks like it's going to rain, so I have to change the plan here a little bit. I am going to jump over... Well, actually, no. I'm going to get this guy going. I'll just hire a helper here. I've got this field as well as... What's that field down there? 36. 35 and 36 are already cultivated, so we're good there. So I'm going to get this guy unfolded, started here on this field, and then I'm going to jump over into the harvester and start grabbing this cotton as fast as I can. And then when it starts to rain, obviously I can't harvest anymore, so... But this thing's working pretty good. I'm really liking how it looks. Yeah. Okay, so this one I'm going to have to hire a worker as well. I'm going to follow in the truck. Come on, go, 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 go. Alright, there we go. I don't know what cruise I need to be at. And it's still pulling away. 9. I'm about a half mile an hour faster. That'll work though. He's moving quick. Now of course this is a purchased field, so it doesn't have the full yield on it as most other fields would. But if you guys didn't see in the last video, all I did was I bought a lavender head. The lavender head that comes with the game here, or is one of the mods, that one is what you use for cotton. Yeah, a little tricky. Because you're gonna stay within range of that spout. The other option is to buy the bunker version of this that has an internal capacity, or you can tow a trailer with you and just swap them out when they get full. This one being 70,000 capacity, it's going to take a while. But I wanted to get this done before it starts raining here in the game, because as you guys already know, once it starts raining, you can't harvest anymore. So I haven't planted yet. Coffee is what I plan to put down, but I haven't done any of that yet. We'll probably start that today. We're going to work on PVs. I'm going to get some lumber picked up, I think. A lot of stuff to do. Cotton is not something I'm probably going to really focus on as far as a crop. So as soon as I'm done harvesting this field, I'm probably going to just plow it under or cultivate it and plant something else. It's a good thing I don't have crop destruction on. I'm sure some would like to see that. add a little more realism to it. If you wanted to add realism, driving all over that guy's field, he'd probably come out and shoot me. I had something like that kind of happen. Not so much someone shoot at me, but years ago, I worked for FS, and it's farm service. They supply anhydrous ammonia, seeds, fertilizer. You know, they're usually the ones that are out there in the field dropping. Oh crap! I can't remember the name of all this stuff, but you know, the fertilizer with the floaters or sprayers, things like that. So we had. Usually, it's a seasonal job. So, beginning of the season, February or something like that, you'll see ads in the paper for local crop service companies like that, looking for people basically to haul anhydrous tanks, do stuff around the shop, because that's when they're the busiest. That's when they need the most help. But it's not year-round help, because obviously, middle of the season, end of the season, wintertime, you know, no one's doing anything. So, I needed a job. It was after I was done delivering caskets, so I went to go work there. Not the brightest group of people that they hired on, to be quite honest. Not the brightest. And one guy, total jock, worried about how he looks, always doing his hair, stuff like that, you know, just complete pretty boy. This guy doesn't know a single freaking thing about farms, farming, crop, anything. So he's hauling these tanks, these anhydrous tanks, and he missed the turn-in for the field. Okay, no problem. I'll just go to this field over here. It's all grass. I'll just pull right in there, do a turnaround, and come back out. The problem was, that field wasn't grass. The field was winter wheat. And winter wheat is wheat that's planted right about now after a field has already been harvested of soybean and corn, and they'll put down wheat. And it starts to grow a little bit, and then it stops because obviously it's snowing, it's winter, and then when everything thaws out, it starts growing again. So he thought it was just a field of grass, when really it was wheat. And he does this huge U-turn in the middle of this field, tearing it all to hell, and then on top of that, gets stuck. The farmer says he called up the office, you know, starts bitching, and he says, I had to go out. He says, I look out the kitchen window, and there's this dude driving around in my damn field with your anhydrous tanks. And then he says, and to top it all off, the dude gets stuck out there, so I had to get in my tractor, drive all the way out there, and I imagine he gave him a good tongue lashing, you know, rip him a new one, but then he had to drive out there and pull him out with his tractor. So, you know, I imagine he got compensated. I would think he would. That's what I know I would want. But still, it's like, holy hell, dude. Just tore up a whole freaking section of the dude's field. Farmers don't like that. When every bushel counts, they don't like that. And granted, once, you know, wheat starts to grow up enough, it does look like it's just a field of grass, but yeah, I mean, at least I've got enough intelligence to know I'm not going to do a U-turn in someone's field. If I missed a turn-in, I'm going down to the corner and doing a, you know, pulling a U-turn there. Or a parking lot if there's one available somewhere. And I'm turning around in there. I'm not going to pull into someone's field. Not when I've got over 20,000 pounds of anhydrous tanks hooked in my ass end. Well, now, that was great too, pulling those damn things with a half-ton Chevy pickup. Ooh, that was not, that made for some butt-puckering moments right there, I'll tell you what. That really, especially when they started bouncing around and wiggling around all over the place. Oh boy. That'll make your butt puckle. Wow. That'll make your butt pucker. That butthole will just cinch right up. Because the smaller basic tanks, I think, were like 7,000 or 8,000 pounds apiece. And then the bigger ones, and I don't remember the gallon sizes, there were bigger ones, and those were like 12,000 pounds apiece when they were full. And so, you know, we hauled 2 of them at a time. Majority of the time, 95% of the time, it was 2. So, you know, you get a couple that, you know, it just takes one. It just takes one to say, screw it, I'm gonna bounce around. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to pull very well. You know, tires are messed up or something. Who knows? Frame might be bent. But yeah, it just takes one to start bouncing around like that, and that's it. It's game over. It can really, it can kill you if you're driving those things. I mean, that's. Someone described it as a missile. It's not really, depending on how fast you're going. Maybe it is, but the season before, they still had a truck sitting in the back from the season before, where someone was driving it and ended up crashing them. They started bouncing all over the place, and I guess the second one whipped around because he slammed on the brakes or whatever it was, and the second one whipped around and it ripped right through the tailgate and went right up to the back of the cab. And these weren't, you know, these were used pickups, so, you know, we had different versions, you know, quad cabs and day cabs, whatever. So it went right up to the cab, and the only thing that stopped the tank from going into the cab and killing the driver was because the frame of the tank got stuck on the aftermarket chrome steel bumper. That was the only thing that stopped it from going in the cab and crushing the guy. So, I mean, you guys have probably seen some of these farm bumpers. You know, they're like the bumpers that you see on some of the trucks. You know, they're almost the same material, I assume, from what I've seen personally. You know, they're thick, heavy gauge steel, you know, in chrome, and they're made to take a beating. In this case, it took a beating, all right, and we seen the bumper, and that thing was twisted so bad. It was like a twist tie. It was just all twisted up, and the dude was lucky to have his life, because that thing would have smashed him right through the windshield and killed him. So you gotta have respect when you're around these things, and you know, if you guys are in the country, or suburban country as I call it, where you know your town is half country, half town, and you got farm fields in the middle of subdivisions and things like that, and you see these things rolling around, show them respect, man, because you know all it takes is just one screw up. And anhydrous isn't something to be messing with either. Anhydrous, if I remember correctly, basically deletes oxygen. So if you're ever in the cloud of a anhydrous tank, it doesn't matter if you're right next to it, or in my case, when they were venting one, I was probably at least 100 yards away, but I was still in the cloud, and there goes your oxygen. You're not breathing. You know, you're a fish out of water, basically, is how it feels. I mean, I know I've never been a fish, but I would imagine that's how it feels for them. You're a fish out of water, and so you got to move out of the cloud, because it'll knock you out and it'll kill you. So, you know, you gotta give that kind of stuff. You know, you gotta show it some extra respect. It is not something to be messed around with. Anhydrous gas. And the anhydrous is all in liquid form. That's how it gets knifed into the fields. It's all liquid form. You know, let me change this. There we go. But when compressed, it's a gas. Or maybe when it's exposed to air. I don't remember. You know, we're talking 12 years ago I did that. So if anyone knows, please post it down there in the comments. What causes anhydrous ammonia to be a gas? Is it compression or is it exposure to oxygen? And you guys can definitely smell anhydrous if you're going by a field in the spring and they're out there with that white tanker and you're downwind of it. You can smell it. Oh, am I going to get this done before it starts raining? We're about halfway through. So some things I did off camera, I moved boulders over into a stone processor, so that's going again. I cleared out the wood chips from the, well, wood chip maker, I guess. I cleared out from there, and I started clearing out from the pallet place as well to get cogen going. So got that working for me. Boards are being produced. I'm gonna have to do something with the resin here soon because resin is kind of getting full. I've got over 100,000 in resin there, so I'm gonna have to start storing it somewhere or buy user glue and start making glue. I'm gonna need drywall, and I'll take a look here after this field if I remember. We'll take a look at the steel factory and see what in all is needed there. I think drywall is going to be needed there, so drywall might be the next thing I focus my efforts on picking up. You know, this is one drawback to the game. I'm sure some of you guys have, you know, maybe complained about and decided, no, I'm not going to play this map. But, you know, the more you get involved with things here, you could spend hours just keeping everything going and really not be able to advance yourself. And it is a drawback. The more you get involved with factories and things like that, you know, you'll end up spending 1, 2, 3 hours just getting everything supplied or resupplied for that matter. And then be able to move on to something else. That is the one nice thing about being able to hire a helper. Not everyone does that, though. Others have been using course play. I'm not using that here, obviously, but course play would come in handy here. I could have set it up. I could be in the harvester right now. I could have set up course play to follow me with the truck. Then when it gets to 80% full or whatever I want to set it at, it can go and dump off. I wait for him to come back. He comes back. We resume. So course play could have helped there. I've never used it, so that's kind of why I'm not in a hurry to use it here. Can it be gratefully helpful? Yeah, I'm sure it can. But I don't know. For me, never using it, I'm kind of not in a hurry to start using it. Maybe because it's going to be another mod that I'm going to have to learn, and although that's not really a good excuse, I'm going to stick by it, damn it. Who knows? Maybe I'll try it one of these days. Maybe I'll give it a go. Instances like this, it could be very helpful. Or like when I was harvesting all that mustard, and, I had to stay on top of the combine because the combine was filling up faster than I had expected. And the auger wagon was filling up just as fast. Therefore, the dump here was filling up fast. So having myself just in the combine while course play was working with the auger, as well as, and I don't know if I can do more than one, but I probably could have set it up to where I had it with the truck as well. So when the truck got to a certain percentage, the truck would go offload. And then, same for the auger wagon. When the harvester got to a certain percentage, the auger wagon would come over, offload the harvester, take it over to, and then sit there until it got to a certain percentage full, mind you, and then it would go offload. So I mean, these are things I've seen, but the downside is that's a whole more, that's another time-consuming step that needs to be done, and I'm sure it can be saved. The GPS here can be saved when you set up GPS routes. But I think that's the main thing for me, is just the whole time-consuming aspect of it. Setting up the routes and remembering them too. I don't know, maybe I will try it. Maybe I will on the next one. Watch, it starts raining when I get like 2 rows left. That would be my luck. I'm still recording this as I still have the cold, and now there goes the sun. Looks like it's gonna start raining. As I still have my cold, you guys can probably tell from my voice. There are some pluses to having a cold. You know, you can't smell certain things. You know, unpleasant things that you don't want to smell anymore. You're driving down the road, not gonna smell that dead skunk now, are you? Driving past a cattle pen, not gonna smell those cows, are you? Your dog drops a fart, not gonna smell that one, are you? Although, my luck, I probably would. You know, I'll blow my nose and get a whiff of something and start gagging. I personally don't like doing videos or live streams when I am sick. You know, when I have a cold. You know, the voice has a higher risk of going out. It doesn't sound right. It's kind of hard for me to talk because I can't breathe normally. I have to breathe in and out through my mouth more. Always having to mute so I can blow my nose or cough or sneeze or something like that. But I also don't want to go, you know, a week and a half without putting out something for you guys. I know majority of you guys are on the stand. And there comes the rain. Damn it. You know, it's not like my channel dies, you know, if I don't put something out within 4 days or whatever. You're not gonna do it, are you? Oh, I can. How about that? I didn't think I was gonna be able to harvest. You can harvest cotton in the rain. Awesome. Learn something new every day. Wow, I just realized I looked over at OBS to see the time, and I've been doing this for 30 freaking minutes. Holy crap. I didn't think it was that long. My apologies for making majority of the video here harvesting cotton. I had no idea. You know what? I'll put this aside. I'll finish it off camera. I don't need to make the whole hour video here doing nothing but cotton harvesting. So I'll let him make his turn. I'm going to jump over here to these guys. We're going to get PJs up and going. You guys saw in the last video, the purchase for PJs did come through, so now it's time for me to go ahead and get all the materials over here, because when you purchase a factory, it leaves you with nothing. You have to fill it all up. You could sit there and fill up every item, and you'll get paid for it. But if you turn around and purchase it, you basically just wasted all of that stuff, because you don't get to keep any of it. All of it disappears. Get over my John Deere here. Alright, there we go. That's turned off. And where were we? Over here. Gotta get coal over here too, I forgot. Fortunately, I do not need coal or fuel in order to make the concrete. It is one of the options, though. It helps. Production is one of the 3 lines. Base production with just the sand, gravel, and water. Then there's the second one with coal, and then there's a third one. Where are we at? There we go. Yep, there's the base one. So I'm going to grab some gravel next. And then you also have the second line. So when I bring coal over here, I'll be able to start production on this one, so I can make concrete faster. And if I bring fuel over here, then I can start the third one, make it even faster. Right now, I just want to get concrete going. I'll worry about coal after I have it going. Because the next project we're going to build is crystal steel. Also, in case you guys were wanting this truck or the other Peterbilt truck, I didn't mention it in the last video, but check down the description. I will have links to those trucks there. You guys can go ahead and download them and use them. Also, I have the link down there that has all of my current mods that you see here, minus the PV17 mods. All those have been removed, so if you download it, it is all of the files, so you guys will be able to pick and choose which ones you want to use. They are not links to different pages, they are the files themselves. So you guys will be able to, you know, take the whole file and drop it in there into your own mods folder, or you are able to just pick and choose which one you want. Now also keep in mind, the mods that you download from Farm Sim itself through the mods section are also there. So if you don't have one of those mods from the mods section here on the game, you will now if you install the whole pack. Updates will be done through there. The AR pack, that is, I have two versions. I have the original version from a mod website, and I also have the new version, the complete version, that is also found in the mods section here in the game. I do plan on removing the original one that I had and just going with the whole modded, the complete pack, which is in the mods section. But I have to sell off everything first. So that is one drawback, because if you remove it, if you remove one, in my case, I already bought a couple of AR trailers, or AR, items. And so if I remove the original one from the game here, from the mods list, deactivate it, I lose those trailers. It does not transfer from one to the other. So keep that in mind as well, guys. If you have the original one from the mods sites, if you download the one that's in the mods section for the game, and you deactivate the one from the mod sites, you will lose the AR items that you have. This Volvo doesn't like pulling this tanker. You'll see when I go around a corner here. No, they're not. I hauled it before and it was three-wheeling basically. It is a nice looking truck. I'll give it that much. Alright, so we've got what we need. We can start production. Now it's going to tear through the sand and gravel pretty quick, so I'm going to have to do a couple more loads here. No rail access really hurts. I'm a little surprised by that. I figured there would have been rail access. There's a couple of cement places in the city of Chicago I used to service. One's a Prairie Material and one is a Ozinga, and they get their material from barges. It's pretty cool to see them, you know, with the big cranes and whatnot, offloading all those. And then they get in there with the skid steers. And then the Ozinga actually gets in there with a vacuum. to pull out every little grain they can. Or maybe they push it all. I think they push it all into the vacuum. It's Prairie that has the crane. Because I've seen the crane at Prairie. But Ozinga, I don't think I've seen one. I think I've seen an excavator. But, yeah, they all load those barges, and that's how they get all their materials. I've seen others that just have rail access. But the cement mix itself is still brought in by truck. They have their own trucks for that, so. Then again, I don't think the Teamsters union guys would really like it too much if they said, yeah, we're getting rid of your job and we're going to bring it in bulk now, another way. That's just my guess. Alright, that's done. I can feel my voice already starting to go away. It's the third video today I've made. It's probably the most talking I've done all since I've gotten sick. I'll work on coal off camera. You guys have seen all that. It's just repetitive. Nothing special there, so I'll bring coal over off camera, but gonna have to start working on getting that rating up as well. Wouldn't mind buying user glue as well as the drywall location and crystal steel as well, and those are not going to be cheap, and I'm going to need a good rating for all those. We'll look at that here in a moment. I haven't even edited the other two videos I did already, so I honestly have no idea how I sound. Oh, wait, that's the sand right there. Where are you going? Where are you going, idiot? Yeah, I'm still making a wage payment because I got that guy in the harvester waiting for me. You know, the downside, the why I haven't been posting a lot of links to these mods that I pick up is, one, I haven't been saving all the links. And it's a bad habit because doing that would save me a headache. It seems that Farm Sim really has an issue of people taking mods that others will upload and then re-uploading them under their name. They're not their mod in the first place to do that with, but people are doing that. So, it can get really confusing when you go to download a mod and you see the same mod 3 times, but it's been uploaded by 3 different people. And sometimes the title changes here and there, but a lot of the times it's the same mod. And maybe there'll be someone that changes 1 or 2 things. And it's like, well, you basically just did cosmetic stuff to say it's yours. Ooh, you gave us a skin. It's not your mod, though. So, Farm Sim's really got an issue with that, and I'm sure, just like with ATS, a lot of good modders have quit or made all of their mods private. I mean, I just saw the other day a post from someone basically lashing out at another modder, saying, hey, I got your mod and now I'm posting it up and screw you and this and that, and you said you were going to make all yours private and you did, and you said they'll never be on any mod site. Well, guess what, here it is, and blah blah blah. And it's, that's petty. That's just really freaking childish. I didn't download that mod. I'm not going to take part in that. I'm not going to reward that guy with it. I mean, it's just, there's that, and then there's just sheer laziness. Someone posted a mod, and it's all in French, I think. So, one of the first comments was a guy saying, we don't speak French. Repost this in English. And I'm thinking, facepalm. Okay, fine. The guy's French. Who cares? If you really want to know what he has to say, copy it, go to Google Translate, paste it, and it translates it for you. So that's what I did in the comments. I left the comment down there saying, because this was so hard, I'm not as lazy, I did it for you. And I posted it in the comments. There you go. Here's what he had to say. It wasn't that hard. It took all of 2 minutes. It's just, come on, people. Let's stop rewarding arrogant people. Let's stop, rewarding or ignoring the lazy. Let's get on them about this shit. I mean, there's lazy like I have been, where, okay, I'm not copying down or saving links to all the mods. I just put it out as one mod pack for everyone. I'm sure some modders don't like that. I'm surprised I haven't heard anything about it yet. And I shouldn't do that. I'll admit that. You know, there's lazy like that. Then there's lazy, just like I mentioned here with the guy in the comments. It's like, really, dude, you can't copy what he said and Google. Dude, it's a freaking built-in plugin. You can download that shit and have it translate right there on the page for you. That's just blatant laziness. That can't be bothered. Shut the hell up and get off of here. Ooh, that train's cooking. Holy crap. He's moving. I don't mean to go into another rant or anything, but there's just a lot of stuff I have seen with my short time here with Farm Sim, my long time with ATS, and it's just bad. The laziness that people won't actually go and look stuff up for themselves. They just demand knowledge and information to be handed to them. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. No, go find it your own goddamn self. I am here to entertain, not to hold your hand. Alright, so that'll work for now. 140,000. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Alright, so cogen's up and going. Cotton is almost done. I'll finish that off camera. I got almost everything I wanted to do on camera done today, so I will continue to rest in the next video. So, sorry for the rant. A little overdue for me. I get triggered. I do it to myself. I'm bad. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time here on the farm. Until then, take it easy.